Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. I'm Brendan Lee with theBrendanLee.com in support of consciousness and skill worldwide. In this video, I want to talk to you about distinguishing doubt from inquiry. Okay, this comes from Eugenio. Thanks. This is a question from the forum. You're invited to check out the forum, blah, blah, links in the description. So Eugenio's talking to me about, okay, if I'm having inquiry, what do I do? Okay, I'm having trouble distinguishing doubt from inquiry. And let me see what else he's writing here. Okay, so when I contemplate, I begin to doubt the validity of what I experience. And so you are definitely hitting on one of the challenges with this type of work that I have seen before in others and also myself, where it becomes challenging to know, like I'm contemplating, right? And then you hear stories about people having breakthroughs and you hear about insights, and then you want to have the insights or the breakthroughs, and then you have a breakthrough, but then you don't know, did I just make that shit up? Because as say I progress in, you could say personal growth work or consciousness work, they're separate, by the way. As I progress in consciousness work, I start to realize the power of the mind to create the creative power of the mind, as if. And I have fooled myself in the past where concepts, usually we think of concepts as, okay, it's just a thought in the head, but concepts are way more powerful than I think people recognize and or give them credit. It becomes noticeable that, I can actually have a concept that looks so real that I think it's real. And then upon further investigation and further work later down the line, I go, shit, I just made that up. And I didn't fucking notice I made it up. And that's part of what I think the challenge is here. It's like, I know I can make shit up and not know it. And once I understand that about myself, then certain things, even if they show up, they may come into question. Like, okay, did I just make that up? And then I don't know. What's real? What's real? And then I don't know. And then I doubt what I have. If I have an insight or a breakthrough, I might go, well, it's an insight, but, and that's what I usually notice with the doubting people who I experience, is like, well, I had an insight, and sometimes I even look over there, I see it, it's clear to me, but to them, it's not clear. Okay. So then what do you do about that? This is a challenge. This is definitely a challenge. One, recognize that it's possible, understand, and then two, I think the best thing you can do is be really, really honest with yourself. Did I grasp something? What did I actually grasp? What's real now? And get real with it now and continue that process. And if at some point you may discover that you made some shit up, okay, cool, good. Now you know, and you can put it to bed. All right, but that is not easy. Never saying this is easy in this case. And this is something that you have to do. I can't do it for you. So that's one thing that you can consider. Another thing that you can consider about the doubt, for example, and this comes from years and years of contemplations and thousands of hours of contemplation on my part, is, way back at the beginning, I used to go down certain roads when I was contemplating. I used to keep going, and as I progress and as I facilitate others in this type of work, I watch their minds, I see what they're doing, and they go in circles usually. People usually have a few different modes of operation, and sometimes people have like a doubting type mode. And so from my experience, working on these types of things, I would go down a road in my contemplation, say. And I'd be like, fucking dead down this road. And then I would switch the next thing, switch the next thing. I'd come back to it, go down that road again, and then keep going around and round and round. And eventually I started to get, wait a minute, I'm going down a road. I know where this road goes. The only place this road goes is more in that direction, and that's it. And so eventually I start to get wise to my own condition, as if, and I go, I've been down there. I'm done with that. Okay, I don't need to go down that road anymore. Okay, I'm saying this because I think this is possible to do with doubt. I'm doubting. Okay. Next thing. Doubting. Next thing. Now imagine, like, fast forward, do that 1,000 times. Maybe by the 1,000th time, you're like, I've been to doubt before. I've explored it fully. I know the whole fucking thing. Screw it. I can just let it go. All right. That's a possibility. Now, distinguishing doubt, or you're doubting what's coming up. Now, there is definitely a difference between doubting and inquiry. Doubting is like, it seems to me kind of like this. If you take your entire experience, everything that's possible in your experience, including, physical, non-physical, the whole thing. And it's like the attention is kind of like a flashlight. Wherever you point that flashlight, that's what you're going to see. If I point my flashlight towards fear, fear fills my experience. If I point my flashlight towards the flashlight of my attention, as if it's not actually a flashlight, but it seems to, this is metaphorical. I point my flashlight at a thought, then okay, my attention's on a thought. If I put my attention on a body feeling, then my attention's on my body feeling. This is different than being on a thought, and that's what fills my experience. So then, being able to distinguish when you're putting your attention on doubting versus when you're putting your attention on actually wanting to know what's true in this moment, and notice that they're different. Consider that inquiry doesn't need to be about doubting. It just needs to be about you want to know what's true right now in this moment. That's what inquiry is, or like contemplation. You want to know. You're going to find out now, immediately. I want to know what's true about this or something else or whatever. See, and then you are contemplating. And notice that is very different from doubting. And I suspect simply noticing that difference could make a difference. You notice you're doubting, don't do that. Contemplate instead. And then you might go and be contemplating, and then you might have something come up. Well, am I actually contemplating or am I doubting? Stop doing that. Just go back to what you want to know. What do you want to know? Yeah. Now, the last thing I think that might be useful is, say, in a contemplation intensive environment, shameless plug, come to a workshop. Very powerful. You can be in the middle of a workshop. I have had experiences in workshops and then not, where even the entire consciousness work, I'm like, you know what? I don't know what's real. I don't even know if I got this. I don't know if, is Ralston on the right track? Am I on the right track? This all seems like bullshit, fucking blah, blah, blah. Like all this stuff comes up. Hey, maybe you might have to go through that. Go ahead. Doubt it. Doubt it all. Have it all. Everything you've heard, doubt everything. Have a moment where you don't care, or like, you're like, is this real? Because you don't know. It's useful to confront that. This could all be bullshit. It could be. And you could have a reaction like, this is fucking bullshit. Go right ahead. I would say let that be there. Enjoy it. Move into it. Let it be. Call it all bullshit. Because it could have an effect of like clearing the air. Don't try to deny that. I don't care if you think what I do is bullshit or not. I mean, I might care, but that's my own personal shit. And that's irrelevant to this task. You see? So what? You care, don't care? That's on you. It's okay. Because nobody said you had to care about this or doubt it or not doubt it. We're just really wanting to know what's true. And if what's true is that you can't distinguish between doubt and inquiry, good. Notice that. Get to the bottom of it. Yeah. You don't need to fight it. You could fight it. You also don't need to fight it. And you could get conscious of what's really true about that for you. And it might move you in a direction that is, more conscious. And then maybe you don't have to go down these roads as often. It's a possibility. Okay. That's what I got for you about that. Closing remarks. I'm Brendan Lee with theBrendanLee.com, in support of consciousness and skill worldwide, which is founded by Peter Ralston. Check the links in the description. Come to a workshop. They kick ass. Hire me to work with you. I have a free course, so I can get your email and then invite you to other stuff and or check in. Keep the spam to a minimum because I dislike that very much. Okay? So take care. Good luck. Eugenio, thank you. If you want to interact with me on my forum, please, again, check the links in the description. Send me a question. It helps me create content for you. and also helps keep me on track. So, hey, it's a win-win all around. Thank you very much. Take care. Till next time.